There is a famous saying by President John F. Kennedy that we should all know very well. It says, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Just last week, I was having a conversation with my students as we're wrapping up the semester in my personal branding and business etiquette class. I said to them that it is good and well that you have strategized on how you want to position your brand. But the most important thing that you must remember is that in order for your brand to truly be impactful, you must cultivate the mindset within you to ask the question, what value am I bringing? What value am I adding? We're living in a world where that question is more and more sidelined. The question that a lot of people are asking is, what can I get from this? What can you do for me? Why am I showing up in this particular situation, in this particular relationship? What am I getting from it? We're living more and more in a world that is so much embedded in this entitlement that we deserve what we deserve simply because of who we are. Not to say that you shouldn't work hard and get what you need to get for yourself, but truly, if we're really committed to impact, the question that we must be asking is not what other people can do for us. It's not what our country can do for us, as President John F. Kennedy said. It is really, what can I do? What value am I adding? What am I bringing to the table that is going to help bring about transformation in my organization, in the lives of other people? It is so important for us to really cultivate this mindset where we're consistently and consciously showing up with the commitment to add value to other people, to add value to our businesses and to the organizations in which we serve. I say to my ETK team all the time, our goal is to serve humanity. We are here to ensure that we're providing the best of what we can in the capacity that we have to other people. Truly, it is my own way of pushing back on this very individualistic world that we find ourselves embedded in right now. And if we're truly going to push back on the politics of individualism, we really have to think, how am I a member of my community adding value to my world? How am I a member of this world and I'm doing my part to ensure that I do my percentage to be able to give back, to be able to positively impact lives around me. This is especially important for us as diverse and ambitious women leaders, because already we live in a world that disqualifies us simply from our gender. We walk into spaces, we walk into boardrooms, they look at us and already they're trying to sideline us and put us on the side. We're taught all the time that we gotta be in a corner, that we gotta be quiet. But I wanna challenge you that in cultivating this mindset where you're thinking through, how can I add value? When you enter into meeting rooms, challenge yourself to speak up and speak up with something where you are adding value. Instead of looking for somebody to sponsor you, instead of looking for somebody to mentor you, why don't you become a sponsor? Why don't you become a mentor? It doesn't mean that you can't have sponsors and mentors, but why don't you challenge yourself to embody that first, so that as you move along in life, you can also attract those people who are going to facilitate opportunities for you as a woman leader. I am so committed to this conversation of adding value because the women who have raised me and who have mentored me are the kind of women who show up consistently and intentionally with this perspective of adding value to other people, because they don't show up in spaces thinking that it is all about me. It doesn't matter what anybody else needs. It's all about me. They show up in spaces with this perspective of, how can I be a tool for transformation? How can I be someone who adds value to other people? Who are the young women around me that I can take under my wings to be able to help create opportunities for? I truly believe that if each and every single one of us challenges ourselves to really think through the lens of, how am I adding value to other people? How am I adding value to my organization, to my work, to my world? That is how we're going to make a difference. And that is how we're going to continue to dismantle stereotypes that relegate us to very inferior positions of power, because we are consistently thinking about our service to the world around us. So I want to go ahead and challenge you to really think about it in your own life. How are you adding value to other people? When you show up in spaces, are you showing up with the energy and with the intention to add value, offer help, to be in service to other people? Consciously think about it and see how that is actually translating into your life on a daily basis. And if you see that you could do better, then I challenge you absolutely to do better. And you do better by truly sitting with yourself and truly meditating on what is the value that you have to bring. You have a lot to share, you have a lot to give. So give it and share it to the world. We are waiting to hear from you and to receive everything that you've got to give. So here's to you, here's to me, and all of us committing together to add value each and every single day. You have been watching On the Couch with Dr. Elly. I thank you for being a part of this journey with us at ETK. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this episode with somebody you think might find it interesting. And make sure to stay tuned in on Spotify for more with Dr. Elly, and right here as well for On the Couch with Dr. Elly. I will see you next time.